Morning, guys. I wanted to take some time and talk a little bit about math. I'm going to move to a different spot because I have puppers that are making a lot of noise. So I'm going to slide over to my counter and get some more lights going here. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I'll get to see most of you in a little bit. But these are our two-step math problems. And so, again, when you're thinking about this, you're looking at each as a step in this problem. Don't try to think about it as a whole, one step at a time. So I'm going to read it. You can pause me or because I'm going to keep moving, or you can watch the whole video and then go back and watch it again if that helps you. So the problem says there are 16 quarters in a jar. Now, if I were doing this, I would probably write that number on my paper. I'd have some scrap paper or a board or something. So I'll start again. There are 16 quarters in a jar. Russ takes 6 quarters. Okay, so that's going to be my first step. Then Dad adds more quarters to the jar. Now there are 18 quarters in the jar. How many does Dad put in? So the real problem is I want to know how many Dad puts in. I know the total number, but now I get to go start over. So I'm going to start with my first step. There are 16 quarters in the jar. Russ takes 6. So right there, I have a problem of 16 take away 6 equals some number. That's my first step. My second step, when Dad adds quarters to the jar, I know the total number. So I'm going to do another subtraction problem and take that total number and take away how many there were when Russ took his 6 quarters out. I hope that makes a little sense. Write it down, play with it. So your first step, 16 take away 6. So you can do a bar model. You can make a picture on your paper, and then you can also type it on here because you have a copy to type on. If I were going to draw a picture for the purpose of typing on the computer, I would use X's probably because it'll be easier to work with. Or you could do zeros too. That would be good too. Okay, let's go to the next step. And I have 2 computers up so I can see what I'm doing because it's kind of hard to see when it's little on the screen. All right, so here again, we're looking at our problem. There are 16 quarters in a jar. Russ takes 6 quarters, then his dad adds more quarters to the jar. Now there are 18 quarters in a jar. How many did Dad put in? So you can see they started with the 16 quarters, just like we just talked about. Russ takes those 6 away. There are my 6 I took away. So what is left? I have 10. Sorry, that was so loud. Then Dad adds more quarters to the jar to equal 18. So this part is my equaling 18. And you can see they're in 2 different colors to help you out as well. So if there are 16 quarters in a jar, Russ takes 6 away. What do you get? Then the next step is, there's what you get. I was trying to tell you the answer. And then you're going to figure out how many more does it take to make 18, which I'm still not going to tell you the answer. So here's our connect it phase. Our connect it phase of this activity is we look at the number line in step 1 and model it. So here's our equation. 16 take away 6 equals. You'll type that number in. Write an equation for step 2. Blank plus question mark equals question mark. How many quarters did it put in the jar? That's your answer. And then it says to briefly explain how to solve a 2-step problem, which we kind of talked about too. Here, you can talk about which models or strategy helps you. So I would like to know that since we're not in person and you don't get to share that with me. Tell me what you used. Did you make a picture? Did you use a number line? Did you make a bar model? Did you use just counting on your fingers? What did you do? Did you use a number bond? Our next step is you get to actually apply what we talked about. So this is where you get to do this on your own. I am just going to read these to you because I want to see what you come up with. Javier has 7 shells. Then he finds 4 more. Then some shells break. Now he has 9 shells. How many shells break? So again, think about your first step. You put that together to find out how many he has. Then we know some are going to break. The answer that it equals up with is 9 shells, but I want to know how many broke. So play around with your number, make your picture, make a number bond, bar model, see if you can figure it out that way. Then our next phase is complete the number line to solve this problem. So Diane puts 4 daisies and 5 roses in a vase. So here's our 4, here's step 1, and then if we do 5 more, we end up at 9. Then she adds some carnations. Now there are 17 flowers in the vase. How many carnations? Well, again, you might want to draw this. I don't think it'll let you type the numbers in, but you are going to count how many jumps does it take to get to that number 17. That's how many carnations. And then you type that answer there. Then you're going to figure out which equations would you use to solve the problem. And again, you're going to go step by step. Carl buys 5 tickets to a show. Then he buys 10 more. Okay, so right there, step 1, I have 5. I'm buying 10 more. I'm adding that up. Then he gives some to his friends. Now he has 9. So I will take the total tickets I buy, take away what is left to find the answer. There are 2 correct answers in this problem, so you're going to make sure you click on both answers. All right, have a great day. I hope this makes sense, and I'll see you later.